Welcome, everyone, to my podcast, The Crystal Warrior. Today, my guest is Kara Goss. Hi, Kara.
Hi, Keith, and everyone. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. And for those who don't know Kara, I'm going to give a little bit of a bio. So, Kara is a quantum energy healer. She experienced a radical overnight shift in her consciousness. Later, she would come to understand that she was going through a spiritual awakening. Although Kara never had a physical guide, her connection to Source brought her much deep peace and transformational guidance that would assist others in having radical and beautiful life changes simply through conversations with her. And I can attest to that. As her journey unfolded, she found herself stepping more into the path of supporting others. Today, Kara's journey has led her to serve as a spiritual mentor, offering teachings and transmissions to humanity based on principles of unity, compassion, the essence of love, and the power of presence held in each moment. Kara knows that we are in a profound evolution of human consciousness and supports teachers, coaches, and individuals to reconnect to the power of their sacred heart. The connection guides them out of the conditioned responses of trauma, fear, pain, and suffering, and into the transformational levels of leading a deeply empowered life held by the source of the divine within.
Yes.
So again, thank you for joining me today.
It is my pleasure, Keith. It is my absolute pleasure to be here.
Cool. So I would say also, you're the first person I've had and invited to my podcast. So another first.
I'm so honored. Thank you.
You're welcome. So thank you. So as I mentioned the other night as we were talking, so this series is about, of course, crystal healing wands.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have talked about my wands on my podcast for a while, and I was guided to have other people talk about their experiences with the wands. And I thought I would begin sharing that with my viewing audience and thought of you. And you agreed. And so here we are.
I love it. I love it because it's a powerful, powerful tool.
Thank you. So I have a couple questions and you can answer them any way you want. And feel free to elaborate or add to or distract or whatever makes sense for you. All right. So the first question I have for you is, were you aware that crystal wands existed before you actually bought one?
Interestingly enough, I was not aware that crystal wands existed before I bought one.
Really?
And let me add that preface of saying that on the evolution of my journey, I was very deeply connected with crystals. As you can see, they're literally always all around me. They're a beautiful divine frequency that helps to support us and uplift us. And I even ran a retreat center. I sold crystals and I had no idea, but it had come into my consciousness and into my reality about a week before seeing your crystal wands. And there was just something that was so incredibly vastly different when you think about a crystal wand and the types of things that I was experiencing about a week before, compared to the wands that you were creating. They have just such a different, powerful energy and intention behind them. So I would say for my entire journey, up until about a week before actually meeting you at the workshop and seeing what you were doing, I had no idea that these things really honestly existed.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Next question. So what led you to decide to actually purchase one for yourself?
Well, the interesting thing about it was my wand was actually gifted to me, but it was gifted to me because I remember you had shown me, or I had seen on your website, I can't particularly remember which now, but it was this amazing, beautiful wand. And it really drew me in because it had so much Lemurian energy and it had the Lemurian seeds that were with it. And it just like called to me. And I had never really known myself, to like own a crystal wand or anything like that. But it was so beautiful, and the energy just really called to me. And I kept talking to my friend about it. And I was like, oh my God. And then like I need to buy that wand. Like I just felt like it belonged with me. And so before I actually got a chance to purchase it, it was given as a gift,
That's right.
which was
I
just
forgot.
even better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
It's a gift.
I would have been purchasing it anyway. Because
Cool.
energetically, it just really felt like home to me. It felt like something that, was just there to really, it was calling to me to support me along the journey, because this wand is also a very deeply grounding wand.
Hmm.
And that is something I've always needed more support with, was extra grounding. So
Cool.
yeah.
Right. Well, you kind of answered, but I'll ask. So, how has the crystal wand sort of impacted, influenced, or changed your life since you've acquired it?
I actually I use it in many different ways, and it's really helped. It helps to direct energy, and it helps to direct awareness as well. So, being a person, I believe in energetic tools and deep awareness and presence, but energetic transformation, because we are energy and we are frequency. Sometimes it takes a little bit more than just like working with light. I'm a light worker, so I pull in a lot of light. And
Hmm.
what I found is, because of the grounding components that are in the wand, it helps me to actually ground and center. When I work with the wand and I communicate with it and I ask it to support me, to bring its frequencies into me, it helps me to really ground and center. And I've also used it to help activate other grid points around my home. And almost like it helps to amplify the frequency output that I'm already creating. And so it's actually helped me to really center, to heal. It's helped me to cultivate and remove like a discordant frequency that maybe I was just having a little bit more difficulty working with just light and energy alone, because it helps to magnify the intensity of the intentions you're putting behind it. And so it's really helped to break up all the distortions much more quickly, more effectively, and in a more powerful way, where it might take an hour to clear a distortion. The wand itself, when you ask it to work with you, it's done in like 5 minutes tops. And so it really helps to create more harmony in the energy field or the environment, in the space that you're working in. And also, just receiving lots of love and messages, because you take it on a journey. It's programmed for you to journey with and to be a protector and a guide with. So it has those protective energies whenever if you go and you buy this and you're a mystical person like myself. It really has a protective energy that goes with you, infused with different spirit animals and different energies. And it really is really deeply profound whenever you journey with it. It's almost like it acts like a guide to help you.
I agree. Thank you. That was a profound
Yeah.
answer. I was like getting chills as you were talking.
Oh, it's really quite it's been quite an amazing experience just to work with it. I love crystals because they're Earth's natural helpers. They were, Source put them here to assist us in lifting our vibration. But the love and the intention and the way that you construct the wands, not that I'm trying to sell everybody on as one, I'm just being very honest, is the combination of the frequencies that you use is just so powerful. And I've seen many other, wands that you've constructed, and they're just as powerful. And it's so amazing because the way that you make them, it's that person's energy that it works with. And like, this is a perfect match to mine. And I have many friends that have your wands now, and they're just so impactful for the resonance, the soul resonance, and the harmonics of the individual person. And the way that you intuitively design them is just really a phenomenally powerful force. So you take the natural frequency and supportive tools that Mother Earth gives us already connected with their soul and their higher self whenever you're making it. And it just creates such a deeper impact, you know. So I'm a big fan of your wands. And so are all the people that I know that have them. You know, not that I'm trying to like be your seller or anything. I'm just being very honest
Yeah.
about how amazing they are.
Yeah, and so this is again why I wanted to start doing this series, because you really articulate a lot of the things for me that are just so intuitive. Like if someone says, "I could you make a wand for me?" I do connect with them. I connect with their frequency, and the wand comes together. The stones. Sometimes I'm not even aware what stones until after it's created. And then I look at it, and then I look at who the person is, and mostly it's when they get it, and they're like, "Oh my God."
Hmm.
Exactly what I needed.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate your articulating that intuitive process for me.
Yeah. It's quite, you have quite a gift of really intuiting the core frequencies that a person has to the core frequencies in the wand that will support them in just elevating them and amplifying their natural core abilities and, you know, their natural core essence to lift it to a higher level. It's just amazing.
Cool.
I mean, you're very gifted in that way.
Well, thank you. So you kind of answered every question I.
Sorry, I'm a talker. I love to talk.
That's cool. I would just say in finishing up, is there anything else that you'd like to share about the wands that you haven't? You've shared quite a bit, and I appreciate it. Anything I could have asked that I didn't ask about the wand that maybe you thought about or wanted to share?
Well, I would like to say, you know, for those who might be thinking about getting a wand, you know, if I've seen, you know, situations where, you know, if there wasn't something quite right. Remember you told me the story about the person who like put it in water,
Yeah.
and you know, so like it he does, the beautiful thing about it is I've only heard him share one story about something going wrong. Nothing from my friends, and I have a lot of friends that own your wands, has ever gone wrong with them. But you did fix it right away, even though it wasn't something that you did. You know, it
Yeah.
was so. But what I wanted to include was what actually comes with the wand. You know, you
Mhm.
give such a detailed description of, you know, you put together a beautiful cloth. Everything is just so perfect. And you give such beautiful descriptions of the stones, every single stone that you've used, every single frequency that it's been infused with, you know, taking the wand on a journey with their soul and really infusing that with the wand and then writing out everything that you were given and everything that this wand holds for that person really helps the individual to connect, I think, more deeply. So it's more so not just a crystal wand, but it's almost like, you know, a soul story, if you will. Like this is really connecting to your soul. It's more than just buying a crystal wand. Like you can go on Etsy and buy a crystal wand, you know, but this is really almost like I said, like you connect with their soul and you bring forward their core essence and the energies that are very supportive. And sometimes people don't know what that is. And then they get your wands and they're like, oh my gosh, like this really resonates with me. And so it also, the information that you provide also helps them to provide like a deeper look at their soul, you
Mm,
know, and it helps them to really recognize, you know, where their opportunities lie, which many call challenges, I call opportunities, and really like begins to make sense. So it's just so much more than just receiving crystals in a wand form. There's a lot of love, there's a lot of power. You know, if you're very empathic like me, you get the wand before it's even out of the box. You can feel the energy, and it's something, the information is something you come back to multiple times. You know, the documents, there's so much that you bring forward whenever you're creating this wand. I've never met anyone or even seen anyone create wands in the way that you are, and with the information and with the reading, the soul readings that you're connecting to whenever you are creating these wands, like they are truly done with a lot of love,
mm.
and it's really felt. And if there is a problem, you have no problem, even if they did it. Even,
Even if they dip it in.
Even if, so yeah, don't put your wand in water.
Please don't. They are not
You
waterproof.
you can clear it many other ways other than water, you know. Smudge it, put it in some rice, you know, but
Sometimes
don't put it in water.
pyramids, all kinds of things.
Pyramids, the whole nine. But no, I use my wand every day. It goes with me whenever I travel on the road. I keep it activated, and it's always by me. Whenever I'm working, the energy is always here, and it really helps, to keep the frequencies in my environment clean and clear, because I'm interacting with clients all day, and so energy exchange. Um, and energy absorption is a real thing. Energy transfer is a real thing. So the more that we can keep our environment and our own energy field strong and elevated, the more supported we are. And I found that, just keeping this near me and with me, and I keep it with me at night too, is really supportive of the frequencies around me and what I'm also connecting to. So I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan.
Well,
Huge fan. So I'm like so honored that you asked me to speak about your wands because I love them.
I'm so honored that you agreed to speak with me about them and your experience with them personally. I cannot thank you enough for your time and your wisdom and your knowledge and your healing work, especially. And so I wanted to end by asking you, how might people connect with you if they're interested in your work?
Oh, thank you. That's so kind of you. You can find me at karagoss.com. That's KARAGOSS.com. In order to connect with me, we also have an interconnected community, which you can find on my website. And we do monthly group calls too, where we talk a lot about love, healing, presence. And we also, do a lot of energy work, such as releasing contracts or navigating grief or light body activations, chakra activations, clearing old energies, things like that. But always in a way that, it's not about spiritually bypassing, but it's about really coming through the lesson and being able to honestly embody the new version of you that's
Wow,
connected to your soul, bringing your soul light forward. So
sounds powerful.
that's what they tell me.
All right, well, thank you once again, Kara. It's been a blessing to work with you today and talk with you and sharing your journey of healing and joy and, of course, love. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you for having me.